In the previous video, I talked about why Majora's Mask had some strengths over Ocarina of Time. Now let's talk about things Ocarina of Time I think did better than Majora's Mask. Like I mentioned in the Versus video, there were a lot of things that each game did better, but here I'm about to elaborate on things I didn't mention in the video. These are 5 things I thought were done better in Ocarina of Time. Number 1. The Redeads, these creepy zombie-like creatures you see in Hyrule, with their odd masks, and their really skinny form. These things literally grab you from behind and start sucking the life out of you. These things are insanely creepy, especially the female scream you hear when you get close to them. In other words, these things are insanely scary in Ocarina of Time, and you're probably wondering, what are they like in Majora's Mask? Number 2. The map of the game. Now the map in Ocarina of Time I'd actually say would make geographical sense, mainly because each area feels like something that would exist in real life. Every area connects to the waterfalls and the towns. This makes no sense at all. I mean, how could there be snowy mountains, a river on the side, normal mountains, and then there's a swamp below it? Honestly, looking at this map, it doesn't really make that much sense. It can't just be a clear-cut line between snow and mountain and beach and then just normal grass. It's like, that's not how nature works. Looking at it just makes my head hurt, and I mean, sure, it looks really cool, but normally I feel like Ocarina of Time had a more geographical map that actually made sense. Number 3. The ending of the game. I feel like the ending of Ocarina of Time feels more peaceful and more interesting than what they did with Majora's Mask. This one you're in the sky, while in Majora's Mask it kinda just ends with you outside of Clock Town, riding away to continue trying to find Navi. Even though we don't know if Link finds it or not. The ending of Majora's Mask, it's okay, but it doesn't feel very soothing like the way Ocarina of Time was. In this one, yeah, you're kind of just looking at a view of the Clock Town right when it ends, with the festival going off now that the moon is destroyed. But in Ocarina of Time, I feel like the ending here was just a lot more peaceful, how Zelda plays you back in time, back where you were a child, implying that all these events in Ocarina of Time technically never happened because Link prevented it by telling Zelda beforehand that Ganondorf was evil, and it prevents the whole catastrophe from happening, and I feel like that was just a better ending overall. Number 2. The enemies in the game. I feel like here, a lot of the enemies you would see in Ocarina of Time just feel really menacing, as you can see from the selection here. But most of them are in Majora's Mask, but a lot of them are replaced with these weird things like some sort of dead fish skeleton, a bird that just steals your rupees. I mean, seriously, why would anyone want that? And the hell is this? A giant slug around Termina Field. There is no explanation to say how dumb that sounds. Number 5. Master Quest. This is the main reason why I think Ocarina of Time is better than Majora's Mask. It's because it has a Master Quest mode, where you can play the entire game, but everything has been mirrored, plus things have been altered to make it more challenging, so it's just a new version of the game, but even more difficult. Plus, at the same time, now there's double damage and making the enemies a lot more tougher and making the game a lot more interesting. Because of this extra mode, you have a whole new amount of content to play, comparing it to Majora's Mask. I mean, what really is better? Playing the same game twice, except this time it's twice as hard and mirrored, or just playing the same game again? I feel like the answer is obvious, which is why I feel like Ocarina of Time has this one here. Well, at the end of the day, the main point of this was, after I did the Versus video, I want to talk about things that go away from the main basis that you expect from a Zelda game. Unlike the story, side missions, music, gameplay, etc., I just want to talk about things out of context that I thought were better in both games. 5 reasons that this game did better, 5 things that this game did better. I felt like it would be a good way to stretch out what game did better on certain aspects of a game itself. But other words, I feel like this should satisfy most people and myself. But yeah, at the end of the day, I feel like both games are great. And once again, like always, see you guys.